Oh, you're pushing on the rudder now, Cripe.
Now pull it up.
Oh, shit. Jesus.
Anyone that's into motorized big boy toys has likely had at least one of those questionable purchases that overrides one's normal ability to reason and make sound judgments. Now, these ill-advised acquisitions typically result in high amounts of frustration, embarrassment, and questioning of your own intelligence. But occasionally you're left with some pretty wild stories with which to regale your more rational friends and acquaintances. Now, if you're into the classic boat scene as hopelessly as we are, you've likely drooled over and possibly even thought it might be a good idea to one day own what I'd call a Chris Craft style boat. You know what I'm talking about. One of those post-war era mahogany masterpieces with the barrel-back shape, full inboard engine, and partially enclosed cockpit that would undoubtedly make you the envy of everyone at your local marina. Unfortunately for us normal guys, boats of this type in good shape typically fit into the top echelon of the antique boat collector world and consequently have a corresponding price point. One day, however, Brock and I both noticed a 1946 Century SEA-MAID posted for a too good to be true price on a Facebook boat group. This was, of course, followed up by a furious back and forth text message exchange that I'm sure had both of our significant others rolling their eyes. Now, this wasn't actually a Chris Craft and wasn't totally original, and it did have some resto mod features that were indicative of some hot rodder shenanigans. But it did have a fairly rare, low production number hull design, and was powered by a newer, larger, but still period correct engine. This thing had been refurbished from top to bottom, every board replaced, engine professionally rebuilt, no expense spared, and the previous owner and builder had several years worth of receipts and documentation accounting for every item purchased and every hour expended. Now, fortunately for us, this boat was over 2,000 miles away in California. So, yeah, geographically unavailable, problem solved, go back to your normal life. But the seed was planted, gnawing at our sensibilities and better judgment, until one of us thought it wouldn't do any harm to maybe just see what it might cost to have such a treasure shipped directly to our doorstep. Unfortunately for us, we found some bottom-of-the-barrel shipper that agreed to have the boat to us in a you-get-it-when-you-get-it time frame and price range. Shipping lined out, seller contacted and vetted, and within a couple days we were sending a certified check to a complete stranger on the other side of the country. Now, we purchased this boat in the early spring, so by the time midsummer rolled around and it finally showed up, we were foaming at the mouth to get it out on the water. On today's episode of Retrograde, we're going to show you just how getting it off the flatbed proved to be the first of many challenges we encountered in our short foray into the world of wooden boat ownership. Uh-oh, clogging up traffic.
Did he hit something?
Not yet.
I'm getting something in the mail.
Where did it come from?
California.
Yeah.
I think he gave up.
Yeah. Yeah. There he is. What's that?
Man, look at that brass prop.
Man, that thing looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way.
Who the hell is having that Sea Ray shipped across the
Yeah, I know.
Man, go tell him we'll just unload it on that damn
Yeah.
street. This is silly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was gonna say, it ain't gonna work.
That's the first time I haven't been able to get into a place.
Man, we're used to it.
First time. So you can check her all out.
But it looks, I think it's pretty good, don't you?
Yeah,
What do
man.
you think?
You can get up in there.
We're
The
pretty-
inside looks really nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're pretty excited about it.
we'll get it back and then we'll just, pick it up and throw the jack on. Well, I got a winch, so once I get it coming down, I let it go with the winch. I just got to put some blocks behind it.
Yeah.
And raise it up to where the prop don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It's going to take a little bit, but it'll be
Cool.
all right.
Oh, you're touching with the rudder.
Stop right there. Go ahead. Okay. All right, let her down.
Starting to come up. Starting to come up. Good.
Easy. Go ahead.
Oh, you're about to have it. The rudder just touched.
Okay.
Shit. Oh, you're pushing on the rudder now. Cripe.
Now pull it up.
Oh, shit. Jesus.
Hold on. Okay, leave it right there, and I'll pull the truck out.
Is that already buried? No. Let's get a floor jack under the trailer before we do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, something. Because we're really like.
No, you can't replace those rudders.
Yeah. Dude, I hope
You just need to know when to tell people to stop.
Dude, but I'm not.
I mean, it's not you. It's not you.
I'm not the professional at this. Like, I'm doing what he tells me to do. This is
Where's your
his
floor
rig.
jack? So we need to jack that rear end up.
I really hope he didn't f that goddamn rudder.
Do we have any dollies? Even if we just pushed them back onto these.
Yeah, because then it could at least like. And I told him I got auto
Take these.
ramps in my garage. Like, how many times do you have to like?
Well,
Thank you
like I
for telling
say, you
him
just
to
gotta
stop, dude,
you
but-
just gotta tell them to stop.
Yeah, but that's also not a job either.
Well, I mean, but it's our stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's
I
our,
know,
you know.
but because it ain't about scarring it, it's about like fucking bending the thing. We're just freaked out about that rudder.
I mean, we gotta get that.
Well, here's the thing. Now that I got the jacks down, if I pull the truck forward, the tongue goes down and it comes up.
Yeah.
Dude, if you go into this anymore, you're gonna put this rudder up through the hole of the boat.
You want to pull it back up and then put the...
I was just gonna put a floor jack on
just to get the weight off.
tension on the winch. You can't put any more weight on it.
It's gonna.
I mean, it's, you know, that's already too much.
Come here. Look, check it out. Let's pull the boat up, put these under it, and then I'll just pull... Because if you pull the trailer out...
I think he's worried about even dragging it forward because
Right.
it's got so much weight on that if it cants it.
Okay, that's... No, we don't want to tear nothing up.
No, well, we kind of lower it down some. You can lower it. Well, all right.
See what I mean by that rudder being forced up into the boat?
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you that's not watertight anymore.
There we go. Okay, you let it down?
Let it out slowly.
There. Okay. Now I'll just pull the truck gently forward and the front end will go down. Stop. How's that?
Nope. Oh, you just. Yeah, you still got some.
Need to shock the front of the
Oops. All right, I think we're good here. You're kind of bouncing up off the block now. God.
Okay.
Go. It's got it. God. What do you think? Still intact?
Good?
I mean, it was shoved up in there. But
We're good?
as good as we're gonna be.
Yeah. Well, that was a little nervous.
Good for packing things.
Goodness.
She slides freely, but I don't think it bottomed out. Did it, or was it? I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow. What I do
Is I end up pulling forward as somebody's letting the winch out.
It'll drop right down.
Comes right down.
Yeah, you can't blame a guy for that.
No, you can't. Not when you spend that kind of money.